Hi guys. Wasn't gonna pop on today, but I had a bunch of people request that I show them how to make the burlap flowers. And for anyone new who doesn't know who I am, if you're hopping on, my name is Karen Redman. I am the owner, designer, and creator for Shop Paradise Creations, and I make faux floral arrangements, wreaths, garlands, little goodies, anything you can think of, really. But if you are seeing up in the corner, the red box, just ignore what I'm doing here. I'll explain it in a minute. If you see the red box up in the corner, that means I'm live right now. It means you can talk to me, you can comment, go ahead and text in the comment section. I can be able to see it and comment back. This is not going to be a long live. I just wanted to come on before one of my other classes that I'm taking and show you guys the burlap flowers that I have been making that Robin Berg showed me how to make in a private group. So I posted a picture on my page that had a fall arrangement in it. And inside that arrangement was a burlap flower, which, uh-oh, kind of messed up the end there. Hold on just a second. Let me get up and I'll grab one. So I made these the other day. These are made out of burlap. Let me kind of fluff them out a little bit. These are made out of regular burlap, but this is, it already came in this color. So this is green, and then this one is orange. See that? And I just kind of do that to fluff them out. But this is what I put in the very middle of my arrangement that I made. It was yesterday or 2 days ago. And then I started with this right in the middle, and then I built around the pick. Now I could have probably added more, but they were a little too big. So I'm gonna try to make a little bit smaller ones from now on too, to be able to have different size picks. But this made a really, really large pick. And this is not what Robin showed me how to do. Robin showed me how to make a burlap flower, which I can do on a different live also, but it looks like a rose. This does not look like a rose. I made a pick out of burlap is essentially what I did, that just looks like a fluffy flower pick. And honestly, they add so much dimension, so much whimsy, and they're super cheap to make, and they're super easy to make, all right? So what you do is you take your regular burlap, and there's different sizes of burlap, right? So this is just a 6-inch, 6-inch wide, but they make 10-inch burlap. I think they even make 12-inch burlap, now that I think about it. But so you start out with a strip, and then I didn't even measure. I just kind of cut out what feels right. So, it's about this big. I can measure this one real quick. I just kind of guess it because it doesn't need to be exact. Like this one's like 33 inches. So around that length will do you really good. All right. So what you're doing is you're actually essentially pulling out the cross sections of the burlap. All right. So I've already started. I already have most of it done. Okay. And you take the end here. You can see the little ends that I can pull. And then I use my needle nose pliers, because you're gonna need a tool. Pulling it with your hands is very difficult. So I just take it, I take my needle nose, I put it on the thing, and I start to pull it so it's long, right? And then I put it back on the table, and then I hold this end so it doesn't bunch up as you go. And then I just start, I'll show you. I just start pulling it out. See that? Boom. There's the strand. Okay, so then you go to the next one and see how it bunched up there? But that's okay. I hold the little pin, and then I pull it back gently, and then you just pull it out. All right. And yeah, you're going to have strands flying everywhere, all right? It's not a perfect or exact thing. You just kind of keep going around. Hey, Linda Cummins. Hi, Linda Cummins Loy, sorry. Read the middle name first. I am making burlap flowers like everyone has asked me to make today. So I'm just doing it real quick and alive. I wasn't planning on this, but you just take a regular piece of burlap. This is a 6-inch burlap. And then you pull out the cross sections. See that? It's got the cross sections. So you just start pulling them out one by one. And I definitely do it on the table because it'll bunch up on you if you're not holding it down. See how I'm holding it down a little bit, but giving it room to be able to pull that strand out. All right. I do not throw away these strands. I used them just last night in my live because I cut out a plushie to put in an arrangement, and it had the beanbag in it, and I needed the weight to be gone from that beanbag. So I pulled the beanbag out, but the problem is it left a huge hole in the plushie that I needed to fill. So I actually just bundled all this up, shoved it in the butt of the plushie. Sorry, I can't talk today. And then glued it back up and sewed it back up so that I could put it in my arrangement. So I don't even throw this away. I use it as stuffing. You can use it as stuffing for packing material, pretty much anything. I bet you could come up with all kinds of creatives. I do have some crafters following me now too. So honestly, you guys might be able to find some fun things to do with it. Uh-oh, bunched it up too much. Okay, so I do notice this. Let me show it to you. I learned this the other day. Now I bunched it too much on this end. See, it started to move. But as you can see, this is really thin and then it gets thicker. See, as I go, but that's because at this end, it's different woven. So I need to switch sides now, and I have to actually cut the strands here so it doesn't pull from the top. And then it just starts pulling these individual strands out. Ugh. Okay, I got too much crap on my work table here. All right, so I'm going to turn it around this way now, and I'm going to work from the other end, pulling it out. Hey, Amber, darling, I decided to go live today real quick before Cara does so that I can show the burlap pics that I made. Hey, Carrie, how are you, darling? I'm doing those burlap flower pics that I posted in our group, and I used in my arrangement just the other day. So you use a regular piece of burlap. All right, you pull out the cross sections on the end. This is a better view right here. You pull out these cross sections up here, but I had to move because burlap is sometimes tricky, and you had to come. Let's see if I can hold it up right. See how it gets? It gets thin here. And then as I go down the line, see how there's more and more strands at the top? It's just the way the burlap was made. So now I have to go back and cut some of these up here so that the burlap will pull out. Otherwise, it won't pull out of the thing. So I don't know if it's just the crappy burlap that I bought or what. So I'm continuing to do that real quick, and then I'll show you how I glued them down the stem. And then that's literally all you do. They're so easy to make, and they really add, and I'm not watching the comments too much, guys, because I have to cut that one. So now I got to come back in here, and I'm just going to cut that little strand in the middle. Then I'm going to go to the next strand and cut. Be careful you're not cutting. I use really sharp like shears. Make sure you're not cutting anything else except the one you want to cut. Otherwise, you're going to ruin your entire burlap. All right. Okay, so I'm going to pull this. There, see, that came out so easy there. And I do pull a lot of the times with my needle nose because I just don't have the hand strength to do it. So here's another one. Pulling it out. And I was just talking to, before you guys jumped on, that I use that as packing material. I used it just the other night in my live to pack a plushie that I took that bag out of, the bean bag. I put it away now, but it left a big hole. So I used all of these that I take out and shoved in the hole and then re-glued it so that it was packed back in there and didn't make my plushie look, off balance. And And then it also went into my design much easier because then it's lighter and you are not weighing your piece down so heavily for a candlestick arrangement, because that's the arrangement that I did. Okay, I just got a few more pieces to pull out real quick. Real quick. One. I might not have cut this one. Nope, didn't cut it. I can tell I didn't cut it because it won't pull. I've learned that trick. I had to learn that one myself. I'm like, what am I supposed to do here when the burlap doesn't come out? So you really just go down the line and find it and then cut it. It's kind of hard to describe until you actually do it yourself. All right, so I'm done now. I have my piece. See, it's a full piece. I think it was 33 inches. I didn't even measure, but it is 33 inches, but it doesn't need to be 33 inches. It can be whatever you wanted one of it. Linda says, I missed some of the video. I'll have to watch the replay. Awesome, babe. Go ahead and it'll be there. So you can go ahead and do it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take one edge and you're going to fold it over. So it pretty much essentially makes a little loop, and you're going to glue these two ends together and it makes this beautiful little, loop with it. Okay. So now when Robin showed us, she used tacky glue. I don't own any tacky glue. I really need to get it, but every time I go out of this house, I don't remember I need tacky glue. So I didn't get any tacky glue. So hot glue it is for Karen, but I'm very good at hot glue and I don't usually burn myself. So you can use tacky glue if you want to. You can use hot glue if you don't, but don't burn your fingers, okay? Because this is close proximity to it, all right? So I start with it and I just go down a line on the edge closest to me, and then I bring it right over and I just glue it to the top. So you're just combining them and I go down the line. See, I didn't burn my hand. There we go. And then make sure you don't glue it to your table. Pull it back a little bit. I wipe the glue off. All right. And then I keep going down the line. Like I said, I'm not going to see your comments very much for this one. This one's just a work one to show you guys how to do it. All right. Put my line down. I did about, 4 inches or so. Push it right together and then just tap it. Now I also like to use my spatula. Boom, 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 boom. Then you're not touching the hot glue at all. Move it all up. Wipe that off my table so it doesn't dry. And then I just keep going right down the line, all the way. Put it right back over it. Sometimes you have to guide it so that it lines up directly. Tool, pat it down so it sticks together really well. Hot glue dries very, very fast. Wipe it off my table and go. That way it doesn't always catch on my burlap too, Okay, so it's a little thin down here, but that's okay because we will glue it to the stem and that won't matter. It will not come unraveled. So if you think it's looking really thin, it doesn't matter. It's not going to come unraveled when you put those two edges together and glue them. There we go. Glue down. I push it back, get my glue off. I just rub my hand, get a spatula, All right, do the next one as I go down the line. And I'm right on the seam, guys, right on the seam. Push that one down, push that one down. As you can see, it's detailed. I can't really look up at comments, so I do apologize for that. But my other lives are for talking and chit-chatting and having fun, all right? So here we go. So if you want to join my lives too, come on over. Going down the line, Put it right on top. Push down, push down, push down. I'm almost at the edge. All right, mark off. Got about 6 inches left, and I'm going to probably do the whole strip here. I seem to get faster as I get my groove on, obviously. The first time I did this, it probably took me an hour because I'm like, oh my God, I got to do it perfect. Oh, what am I doing wrong? You got to figure it out. I'm very slow at first when I first try to figure out something that I'm doing. And then once I master it, boom, then it's like, and I can do it really fast. Okay, getting to the end here. And some of these are coming a little loose. So what I'm going to do is actually cut this part off because there we go. just making it more of a even edge on the end so that I can glue it to the stem when I'm about to glue it. All right. Okie dokie. We got her ready. I'm going to cut this one stray piece off because it's not in the glue. All right. So here it is, guys. All right. I'll hold it so you can see it up. So I glued those two edges right here. See that? That's what that looks like. So those are just totally glued together, and then it creates this circle. See the whole line? That's what creates the flower, the pick, right? So we're gonna just put it on the table in front of me. If you got any questions, go ahead and ask. I'll look up occasionally. I do see a thumbs up, so that's good. All right. So now I take an old stem that I cut off florals, right? And I do like to start long. You're going to need a long stem because look, see how big it went down the whole thing. So definitely use the great use for your long, big, chunky stems too. So great. All right. So I'm going to be up here where you can see it a little better if I can. I'm trying to look past that ring light. Good Lord, is it bright. Okay. So I take it. Hopefully you guys can see this. And I just do the same thing. And I put about 3 inches of glue down, just one little strip. Place it down, curl it over. So you're starting to go around, right? And yes, this is a little tricky. And yes, you can burn your hands. You need to be careful. But if you're using tacky glue, who cares? You just wash your hands afterward, right? That's what Robin did. And I probably would have used tacky glue if I had it. But I also kind of like that hot glue sets up so fast that I don't have to wait for tacky glue to dry. I can use them right away. So here's the beginning of it. See that? So I already got a flower started. There's the spiral starting. See that? It's going to spiral more and more. Okay. So do another. I do small at first because you're doing the top of the flower. I don't do a 6-inch strip. I go about 3 inches at a time. And right now, I'm just going level. I'm not going down the stem. I'll show you what I mean by that. Because I want the top to have a little bit of substance in it. If I started swirling down the thing right away, it's not going to give me the substance of the flower at the top that I want. So I make it a pretty chunky at the top. Here we go. Okay, and I'll show it to you. Now, here we go. See how it's spiraling? Sorry about the freaking glue strings. So we already got a spiral. It's looking like a good flower top. See that? Now what I'm going to do, I'll show you the back. I'm going to come through this. Oh, there we go. See how you can see in there? This is all glued just right to itself in a spiral. See that? Now I'm going to begin coming down the stem as I glue in a spiral method, but as close as you can get it. Okay, don't do it loose around the stem because it's not going to give you the fullness that you want in your flower. All right, so what I still go along the seam because that is the easiest place, especially to put hot glue. All right, now I don't know if you can see me, but I hold this part tight with these fingers. And then I roll with my hand. I wonder if I can go this way. I roll with, no, let's go back this way. You'll see it from the backwards, but so I'm going as close as I can. Don't put your hand in that hot glue. And then I start going right down the stem, but exactly on top of each other and spiral down. Okay. Now I need more glue. And that was a little tight, but that's okay. It'll unravel itself in a minute. All right. Don't go too much glue at a time. Remember, about 2 inches is really all you need. All right. So I use these two thumbs, finger and thumb, and I kind of turn the thing for me so that it stays exactly where I want it on the stem as I go down. All right, this is a tricky part. Like I said, you want to glue it as much, but it's still going in a diagonal method down the stem. All right, Of course, it's going to depend on whether you're left-handed or right-handed, how you turn the stem, right? Okay, another 2 inches. I can go about 3 inches now because I know where I'm at on the thing. All right, so I go down, I go down, I go down. I just keep on gluing, keep on gluing, keep on spinning. Another 3 inches. All right, down, 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 down. Down, down, down. There we go, looking good. Another 3 inches. Like I said, when you hold this, if I don't hold it, it's too floppy and then it doesn't glue right. So I do hold it tight, but don't touch that hot glue. I make sure I hold it down here and I use this hand to roll. It just seems to help me. Now you can roll it on a table, but the burlap kind of like fluffs up really weird when I did that. So for some reason I found the trick of holding it up in the air and applying force when you're, rolling it does a really tight type of roll for you so that it glues much better. I only got about 4 inches left. So I'm gonna do 2 inches. Down, down, down. And you're going to make different ones each time. Like I've made 4 of them and each one of them is a different length, a different width, they don't look the same. So I'm definitely going to try to make some smaller ones. This one I didn't make smaller because I wanted, I rolled it wrong. I got to be careful because I'm at the bottom. So roll, roll, roll. And those pieces coming off are okay. And then I'm going to definitely glue the end really, really well. Use my tool to hold it down. That way I do not burn myself. Hey, Creek Road, how are you doing? I am showing everybody today how to make quickly my burlap picks that I just created. A friend of mine, Robin Berg, showed me how to make a burlap flower, and I kind of went a little creative on it and then decided go do a little experimentation, and I made these burlap picks. Don't know if anyone's ever made them before. I don't know. But so now everyone's requesting to see them. And so I'm coming on real quick to show them. Okay, here we go. That is all glued at the bottom now. See that? Glued, glued, glued. So it's not going anywhere. And frankly, you don't even need to cover it up. You put it in your, like I put it in my arrangement. I didn't need to cover it up. So this one is sticking out. I'm going to go back in there and I'm just going to cut it out. There we go. Now, it's kind of tight. See that? I don't want to cut my stem down. I'll bend it. There we go. I might have to use it in the long arrangement because I do a lot of ocean designs and they're very tall. So I don't want to cut that stem. I want to save it. But to compare, do you see the difference? It's not fluffed out yet. So I do this, but okay, I gotta straighten the stem back out. Hold on. So I just do this. And there we go. Now you got a stray thing, just cut it off. Doesn't hurt anything. You're gonna have it, it's burlap, it comes across. There we go, look at that. How easy and simple. And see, even this one's a little bit more wispy looking, like I like it. This is tight, see that? This is tight. This is more of a wispy feel, so this would look really cute in an ocean one. Probably would have put it in my big ocean deco mesh one that I did. When was that? Last week? Good Lord, I'm losing track of the days. I think it was last week sometime. So I don't know. I just love the wispiness. I'm also going to do a live and show everybody how to make the burlap flower, the roses that I originally learned from Robin. So she showed us how to make a rose bud with the burlap in this style, and it's just beautiful. In fact, I'll show you the wreath I made. Okay, if you didn't catch this one, these are the burlap flower roses that I made right here. See them? Just the flower bud, but these are big. I'm a 6 foot tall girl. I got big hands. So that's the size of that one, and that's the size of that one. But such pretty texture and beautiful and cheap to make. I liked that. So just to help me out with my originality in my designs, let me hang this up, hold on. That's why I started making them, is because, I mean, yeah, I buy all kinds of picks and, you know, pretties that everybody else loves, but I also am very original and I like to make things different. So when I saw that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can make my own and start making them in my own projects. So I hope you really enjoyed this, guys. I hope it helps. Let me know if it did. Post it on my page. Show me a picture or whatever, okay? So you guys have a great day. I just hopped on real quick. I appreciate you jumping on and spending a little bit of time with me. And now I'm off to learn more from another one of my coaches. All right? I love you all. Bye. If I can shut it off.